This special BDR Motorcycle Memories video is brought to you by BMW, Motorcycle Owners of America. Well, the California BDR was done, and I was off to do the Nevada BDR, where I would meet 3 new friends. Well, I knew I was going to have a great time with these guys when we can start dancing and singing to the YMCA in the middle of the desert. I mean, I can literally hear that song in my head right now. Can't you? All right, boys, show me your moves. Well, the Nevada BDR was going to be an incredible time with David, Jubal, and Nick. Couldn't wait to get it underway. So come along and let's ride the Nevada BDR together. Come join me and some friends as I try to attempt to ride all 10 BDRs in less than a year. This is going to be an adventure.
My heart is made of memories. Everywhere I go, everywhere I roam, a heart full of memories takes me home. From sweet home Alabama, along the Mississippi River to the Ohio. From the Oklahoma prairies to the Kentucky cornfields in a row. When life is too fast, you gotta take it slow on the road, because my heart is made of memories, memories of the road. My heart is made of memories, all the people who come and go. Everywhere I go, everywhere I roam, a heart full of memories takes me home. From the Colorado mountains to the hills of Tennessee, I'm singing, take me home, the country roads. When life is too fast, you gotta take it slow, because my heart is made of memories, memories of the road. My heart is made of memories, all the people who come and go. Everywhere I go, everywhere I roam, a heart full of memories takes me home.
Well, after the California BDR, I was off to Dayton, Nevada to meet up with David, Jubal, and Nick, 3 of my newest friends. The plan was to ride out to Austin, Nevada, which was at the end of Section 4. The northern part was still blocked into Jarbidge because of snowpack. We would ride along Highway 50, which is dubbed the loneliest road in America. Once we got to Austin, we headed south on Section 4 through the Reese River Valley. What a spectacular way to start the Nevada BDR. As far as you could see, it was just a wide open valley between the mountain ranges. David had heard about the fact that some of the route was closed going into Kingston because of snowpack. But we kept going along. So far, so good. And the views were spectacular. Even got to do a few little water crossings. The boys handled it like they were professional adventure riders. As we rode further up into the mountains, we suddenly came across what looked like the snow blockage that people had been warning about.
Alright, this is it. I gotta go over. We can go over here. Up there. Hey, this is pretty low too. We still got a lot more to go up. Yeah, that could be a lot worse up there. This is not the big problem. This is the big problem. It could be worse than once. Huh?
I think someone's gotten past here.
Should I stay or should I go now? But we could ride all the way around for the rest of today and stay in Kingston. There's a campground.
If you don't, you gotta try. If you drop the bike, we drop the bike, we pull it back, you go.
Yeah.
Gotta try.
Okay.
So,
We're gonna try that?
yeah.
Oh shit. That would have been a time to come up. Sorry.
Well, even if I would have made it across the snow, the boys told me that I would have had to have taken their bikes across as well. So we decided to go back and go all the way around to the Kingston side and see how far we could get in that way. And what an incredible view from the Kingston side. Once we got to the top, there was this steep offshoot that I wanted to try riding. Now you always hear, video never shows how steep something is. But in this video, there's a little clue that'll give you an idea of just how steep this section was. Do you see it? Man, look at those switchbacks. I was dying to ride over there, but it was getting late. I had to get back to the boys. Speaking of boys, let me introduce you to Dave.
My name is Dave Young. I live in Dayton, Nevada. I'm riding a 2019 GS 1250. Been riding street bikes and dirt bikes my whole life, and now that we can marry them into one and trying the adventure thing. Yeah, I love the BDR. It's really challenging. It's really beautiful. I've done little bits of sections in California BDR, little bit of sections in Utah BDR. But yeah, I mean, every state's got its beauty, but Nevada sure is gorgeous. Yeah, it's always been an escape for me from life's, challenges, and I've always used it to recharge. It just really gives me the opportunity to flush my mind and forget about a lot of things. And one of the real reasons why I've always enjoyed it is that recharge and being able to get home and not even remember what my worries were before I left.
Now you're going to find challenges on the BDR, but apparently not as challenging as putting back a fence. There's another wire.
It's over here, but I can't get it long enough. I think you can twist it or something.
Here. Gonna pull this one into the bottom. So how many adventure riders will it take to put back the fence? Let's unlock.
It was close to begin with, right?
Yes, it was. There. How about that? Apparently the answer is 3 adventure riders. Here, this is it here. It was in here. It was in the wire and around the pole.
Well, I think it wasn't it. It won't be long. No. That's why they did it.
That's why they did it into the wire. Remember when you didn't think you needed algebra in high school? Well, this is where algebra would have helped us.
Alright, so don't leave, you gotta stay
or not. That's better than the bike. I leave my bike on the other side.
That was fucking, I wish I had video of that. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then I start honking.
I'm just letting you guys through. I'm going that way.
Yeah, you guys are gone. We needed your help, asshole. I was laughing my ass off.
That's the foreman. That's the foreman's job. Now, speaking of the foreman, let me introduce you to Nick.
My name is Nick Majenovich. I'm from Lake Matthews, California, 71 years old. I'm riding an Africa Twin, and I believe the first time I started riding was a Honda 85 in maybe 1965. I do remember that first ride, looking at little hills on the side of the gravel road, knowing that bike could go up there, thinking, this is the coolest thing in the world. This is unbelievable. I'm going to do this forever. I raced motocross when I was in my early 20s. Never very good. And then when I got in my late 40s, I started desert racing. I raced with my son. We would start off on the same line and give each other high fives before they dropped the banner. And I love you, son. I love you, Dad. It was pretty cool because even in Little League, you can coach, but you can't turn to double play with your kid. But racing desert, you can, and it doesn't take long for your kid to upstage you. So I don't use the word epic. I think it's overused, like awesome and so many other words. But it was awesomely epic. The views were spectacular. I'm at the age where it's the beauty, it's not the speed. And the beauty today was breathtaking.
After we traveled over the Northumberland Pass, David wanted to show us a couple secret locations. One was the geographical center of Nevada. The other one was some geothermal formation known as Diana's Punch Bowl. From a distance, you wouldn't even realize that this hot spring, which is exposed by a cup-shaped depression at the top of a dome-like hill of travertine, is about 50 feet in diameter and about 30 feet deep. The water temperature, it's estimated to be about 200 degrees. It's a great little side trip off the BDR, if you can find it. Just outside of Goldfield, Nevada, is the International Car Forest. Kind of reminded me of the Cadillac Ranch just outside of Amarillo, Texas, off of Route 66. Dave and Jubal decided they were going to meet me in the small mining town of Gold Point because Dave had seen some Armageddon video that someone had made warning of the trail conditions before Gold Point. So I decided I was going to take the route and just see how bad it was going to be.
This is the trail. I can see it up there. It goes down along here. If you're brave, I guess you could go through there.
Well, ask and you shall receive. I came over a ridge and went right into one of those washouts.
Okay. Woo! So we got from one spot to another, but that's where we came in. So we'll work our way back up, get on this, head out. Cross my fingers.
So what I decided to do was pack the rim of that washout with rocks, basically building a ramp for myself. Well, we'll see how it works.
We are good to continue. And in the distance, I see the road. It's an adventure. It's an adventure.
Now, there are not too many places in America that have the character of Gold Point. And speaking of character, Walt, the proprietor, has just as much character.
Yeah, but he doesn't come up very often.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Some of the stories that Walt shared with us were just classic. I mean, they really were entertaining. Now, if you're on the BDR and you want to come visit Walt, don't bring your credit card, because Walt only takes cash donations if you want to wet your whistle. What a great old mining town Gold Point is to visit. Arriving near sunset was the perfect time to visit the Big Dune recreational area. Although it was a little hard to ride in the area, it was magical to watch the sunset. As you make your way to the end of Section 1 on the Nevada BDR, you come to the town of Oatman, which is famous for its wild jackasses. I was pretty sure I was going to fit right in.
I think I have an admirer. She's following me. I don't know if I can do 2 up on the bike with her.
Well, after riding the BDRs in Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah, I returned to Nevada to ride the second half that had been snowed in with Jubal.
Yeah, my name's Jubal Lynn. I live in Dayton, Nevada. I ride a KTM 790, and this is my first time on Nevada BDR. I started riding motorcycles when I was 12 years old, and instantly it became a passion. It's amazing, spectacular, you know, it's so fun just to see new scenery, and you come over a ridge and it's just like mountains and snow and valleys. A lot of times I have to say, okay, focus on your riding, quit looking at the scenery. Well, it is a passion, especially an escape. With my work, you know, our trucks are monitored, and so, you know, it's 55 miles an hour the whole week long. But when I get in the desert, it's just off and on.
Jubal and I would start from Austin and finish the last 2 sections going north. The sights along the way were just as incredible as they were before. And of course, there were a few challenges along the way. God, I hate riding in silt. Now, there are a lot of open ranges when you're riding along the Nevada BDR, and we came across this herd that had a huge bull that was staring us down. We gave him a lot of room. But come to find out, it wasn't the big bull that we had to worry about. It was this little calf running directly at me. Well, you can tell who the leader of the herd's going to be in a few years. Well, Jubal and I were making our way closer and closer to Jarbidge, which is the end of Section 6 and the end of the Nevada BDR. We were climbing up to the Bear Creek summit, which just a few weeks ago was covered in snow. Well, if you haven't been to Jarbidge, don't expect some big metropolis town. And if you're looking for some food, there's really only a couple options.
What do you think? See if they're open? Booze, grub, and...
Whichever one you want.
This one's not.
Oh, it's not open?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
So the choice would be that one.
The choice for our dining pleasure was the Outdoor Inn, which serves up booze, grub, and room. But before we did that, the most important thing was taking another picture of my bike.
Hello.
Hello.
Have reservations? How are you doing?
Good, good. How you doing?
Warm.
With those coats on, I
I
imagine.
know, right?
How about some good old ice water?
I love some, thank you.
Well, after that nice cold glass of ice water and a great lunch, Jubal and I were ready to finish up the Nevada BDR.